Hi everyone, it's Connie with another update. I know I did a short video last month when I was away in California, but I thought I'd take this time to kind of give a longer version about what's been happening with me. So last night, my niece was having a baby shower, so I took my mom and we went. Unfortunately, I wasn't feeling well. The space was very warm and I couldn't breathe, and it wasn't well. So, but I got to be part of it for just a little bit. And so I'm so grateful that I could be there and enjoy some sun. So here I'm back in Chicago. The weather hasn't been that great. This morning has been pretty rough. I have nausea and pain, stomach pains, abdominal pain every day, but today was pretty bad. A lot of stabbing, pain, and so I've been in bed until now, just grabbing myself. I don't know, I took some medicine, and I think that has helped, just resting in bed too. Um, so, I just thought things would get better, but honestly, I said chemo was so much easier than this. The oncologist has reduced the dosage of my medication, and that's really why I'm having a lot of abdominal pain due to the medication. And so the last time I was there, she said we could reduce it again. So I think that's something that I'm going to ask her to do. It's just nausea and pain is something I live with every day. And this past week has been kind of rough. Been kind of going to work late or coming home early just because of the pain, and just thankful that I have colleagues and at work who are very understanding and really try to take care of me as well. So I'm grateful for that. So I think I mentioned since my last video that, again, I was having a lot of pain, abdominal pain. And so we did a CT scan, and thankfully the cancer is not back. But since then, since last year, 2 hernias have developed. And lately, I could feel it getting bigger. So I did see the surgeon who I saw last year when we thought I had a hernia too, and she compared the CTs from last year, and definitely it's pretty prominent. And she said we're going to kind of watch, because surgery was not a good option right now, because with my treatment I would have to stop my treatment, and she didn't think I was going to heal well either. So what she suggested is I wear an abdominal binder and hold things in place and just hope that things are stable. And I see her back for a follow-up in June. So if you are praying, that is something I would like you to pray for, that I won't have any complication with this hernia. I could see a little bump on my stomach. So if you could pray for that, so that I would really appreciate it. So far, it's been going well with my treatment. I think my last treatment is in September, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. So last time I was there, I have to admit that in the beginning, when I got sick, I've been in good spirits then, and I had people just coming from left and right, people I haven't even heard from, like contacting me and just really being helpful and supportive. And, anyway, but things have kind of died down a little bit, I think. And so when I was at treatment last time, I was walking out of my treatment, I felt kind of sad. I was like, I'm here by myself, like I see other people with someone. And so, but that's on me, because I think I've always been someone who never wanted to be a burden and never knew how to ask for help. I always figured I have to do everything on my own, because I think partly, I just really felt like I don't really deserve or didn't feel worthy, whatever. So that's my issue, right? And then when I got sick, and so many people were trying to help, and I was learning a little bit to ask for help, and it's okay if people help. I'm kind of reverting back to my old ways, I think, too. So anyway, it's been um, kind of hard, for sure. My hair is growing out. As you can see, it's coming in pretty curly, but today's not as curly. But, I've had wavy hair before, and now it's extra curly. I don't know, because it's so short, and it's coming in really dark, which is my original color. And people are, very kind. And, everyone says, oh, you look so good. You look so cute with a short hair. And, so it's hard to hear that sometimes, and I know, and I'm being selfish too, I guess, in many ways, because I still kind of look at myself and I don't like what I see, and I'm glad I don't look sickly. That I look healthy, as people say, I have good color, and so, but honestly, it's still hard, and I don't feel well. I don't feel good every day. And so I gotta be grateful, when people say, you look good. I should be more grateful than says, and I hate that my hair is so dark, because I was always lighten it, but now I don't want to use any chemicals. So again, been doing a lot of complaining. So I'm going to try to stop that and be more grateful and thank people when they say I look good. And I'm a little plump. I've been eating ice cream every day. Eating is still, I do, but I still don't know what I want to eat. Sometimes I do have cravings, but it's still hard when people say, what do you want to eat? And I really don't know. I keep telling them, you choose, and I'll decide then. And going to a restaurant is kind of hard still because of smells, and even at work. I do feel like a pregnant woman, never been pregnant, but just the smell of certain foods and certain fragrances at work, it's just really, really difficult. And, the other day my neighbor was trying to give me something, and as soon as she opened it, I just wanted to throw up, and it's pretty immediate. And I think people are surprised by that. And so again, eating is not my favorite thing to do, but I love ice cream. I've been eating ice cream every day. There was a period where I stopped, but now I'm kind of back to that. But I think I do need to stop. And so my mom and we joined the gym, and thankfully, because of my diagnosis and financial situation, I was able to get a discount, and so was she. So it's on Galter Life Center that my parents used to go for 20 years. That's what she kept saying, 20 years. So I went this Saturday and got to enjoy the pool. I don't know how to swim, but because of my treatment, because of my cancer, my body is just out of whack. I've had a lot of dental issues, and I had a lot of bleeding, just blood clots, and I didn't have dental insurance. And then I was calling around to see if I could get some dental work done at a reduced rate or free, but that was difficult. And so finally, as of last month, I got dental insurance, so I was able to go to the dentist. But there's a lot of issues with my mouth. There's also been vision changes, and so there's some other stuff going on with my vision that I need more medication now. So that was a bummer. I have joint pains, and I think that's from the medicine as well. And it's just, my body is just so out of whack. So trying to be grateful that this journey, which is still ongoing, and it's not easy, but it's not cheap to be sick either. But that's okay. God has been faithful, and I'm working. So I'm grateful for that. Can't work full time yet. I tried working. I worked actually 4 days straight because one of my chaplain was out, and that was really hard. It was really hard. But I hope to get stronger now that I'm back at the gym. My plan is to work out pretty much every day, even for half an hour, just to build my strength, and just just build my body up again, and to get stronger. And because one of the things I just get really sad about is I don't have a lot of energy and I don't have a lot of strength. I'm still short of breath. They don't know why, and I think it's just the cancer has done some damage. The pulmonologist and cardiologist all says it's everything, but I just walk and I get short of breath. I do a little something and I get short of breath. So that's my baseline now, being short of breath. And one of the things that I'm looking forward to is I decided that this year, and it's always been my goal, yes, I have financial debt for my medical bills, but that's going to get paid, for the rest of my life. But I'm not going to deny myself traveling, because a lot of I do love to travel. And, my mom hasn't been able to travel with me. So I'm going to try to take her as much as she could handle. She's aged quite a lot this past year. So that's my my gift to myself, that I'm gonna not deny myself of travel, even if it's a road trip or whatnot. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm doing okay, and I asked the Lord, God, I thought the cancer would change my heart. It would really change my heart, and that my relationship with the Lord would just really develop. And honestly, I haven't changed at all. And I was like, oh God, or I can only speak for myself, but God, I'm such a sinner. If cancer is not going to change you, what's going to change my heart towards you, Lord? And so, but I'm a sinner saved by grace. Without his presence, I think it would be really hard. So, but anyway, so I'm trying to rebuild my faith, my journey. And I trust that this is not going to be in vain. It is, but I just feel bad that, anyway, so right now I'm looking for a church to attend. But that's been really kind of hard. Church shopping has been really not difficult. Anyway, so if you guys could keep that in prayer as well too, so I would really appreciate it. So when I was having a lot of pain, which was back in in March, and it was severe pain. It was kind of like the pain that I had when I was originally diagnosed. Like I was holding my stomach again. I was like, just everything was it was kind of scary for a moment, and for a brief moment I was like, Lord, is the cancer back? But I said, no, but God, you have healed me. There's been a miracle. No, I know it wasn't. So I said, we did a CT scan, and again, it was found like no cancer, but just a hernia. So but last week I got a phone call from a dear friend who lives in Ohio, and she connected me to this person by the name of Barbara. And Barbara was in her prayer group, and she shared, and my friend was asking for prayer for me as I was going through my journey. And Barbara reached out to me, and never met her. And she shared with me that she too herself had ovarian cancer, but she was in remission. But recently the cancer had come back, and she started treatment again. But and she was just so encouraging, very loving, and would send me cards and encouraging me and blessing me. And so this week I was like, oh, I have to reach out to Barbara, and just got the news that, she entered hospice. The treatment didn't go too well. And in a matter of getting that news, like in 2 days, she went home to the Lord. And my first thought was, it was just so sad I didn't get to meet her in person, because I had hopes that I would meet her or drive to visit her in Michigan. That's where she lives. And so to get that news, I was very sad. And then I think my second thought was, what if the cancer comes back for me too? Because my oncologist keeps saying, the cancer is going to come back. It's 80%. And then I started to do like online searches again, what's the survival rate, or what's the mortality for stage 4 ovarian cancer. And it's like, up to 5 years, about 30%. But again, I was like, Lord, I know you healed me. And so I had a little moment of not crisis, but just a moment of just like, but even if God took me now, and even He took me then, I would have been okay, because I know I'm going home to the Lord, and that will be a good place to be. But, I told the Lord, but my mom, I can't die before my mom. So anyway, that was a moment last week. I'm grateful, and just so sad that I didn't get to meet her in life. But many of you again, I know, are thinking and praying for me still. And so I haven't been posting a lot because there wasn't really much to share. Like every day is, I'm grateful that I could go to work. I'm grateful that I have a lot of flexibility at work. There's been a lot of stress, but really grateful. And my needs, God covers my needs, so I'm really grateful. So I'm kind of looking forward to, I decided that I'm gonna try to grow my hair out really long, and maybe I could donate my hair, so we'll see. But thank you for your continued prayers. Thank you for thinking of me and lifting in me, and so I will do the same. That the Lord is your Lord, and that you would know the love of the Lord each day, and the joy and the peace that He offers to you. So thank you, and you have a very blessed day. Bye.